Welcome to State of the Offense. The group we will be looking at today are the running backs in the NFC South who have top 48 running back draft positions. The Tampa offense will look a bit different with Leonard Fournette departing and, of course, the retirement of Tom Brady. Rachaad White was outsnapping Fournette by the end of the year. In the playoff game against Dallas, White played 46 snaps to Fournette's 35. He also had more looks. 13 carries and targets to Fournette's 6, 77 scrimmage yards to Fournette's 17. Rachaad White has two role players with Chase Edmonds and Keyshawn Vaughn behind him who do not really pose much of a threat to his playing time. In PPR formats, Rachaad White provides extra value as he was targeted 58 times and caught 50 balls, which is pretty good for a player with only a 38.6% snap share. With the new quarterbacks in town, the Bucs should pass the ball a lot less than we're accustomed to seeing the last 3+ years. The workload situation in Tampa looks to be an above-average situation for Rachaad White. The offensive line should be more talented and healthier than they were a year ago. As the number 2 in Tampa Bay, White still finished as the running back 37 in total points scored and the running back 51 in average points per game. As the starter, Leonard Fournette was the running back 18 in total points last year and the running back 20 in average points. White has a wide variance in his draft position and his rankings depending on the source you go to. He's going between the 19th and 30th running back pick, and his overall draft position is between 53 and 82. ESPN ranks Rachaad White as their running back 20. Yahoo ranks him as their running back 27. Yahoo also ranks Rachaad White as their 73rd overall player. I like Tampa's situation for running back production this year, and Rachaad White is a talented pass catcher, so he'll even be more valuable in PPR leagues. Considering that Leonard Fournette finished in the running back 18 to 20 range in production last year, it is very reasonable to think that Rachaad White will have a similar finish. I actually believe that White will have less competition for touches this year than what Fournette had with White as his backup last year. Because of all these factors, I'm a bit higher on White than his ADP. Rachaad White is my running back 17 and my player 58 overall, and I really believe that he can exceed that level of production if the Bucs offense is above average this year. Down in New Orleans, the ultra-talented Alvin Kamara returns for his 7th season as a Saint. This is clearly the lowest Alvin's value has been since his rookie year. Kamara will have to serve a 3-game suspension for a conduct issue, so his value is dropping some. Kamara's efficiency has taken a hit the last few seasons as well. I place the blame mainly on the Saints' ineffectiveness in the passing game and the injury toll of the offensive line. Jamal Williams had an extremely favorable situation in Detroit last year. He had a top-tier offensive line blocking for him, and he was given an unusual amount of goal line looks last year. As a result, Williams scored 17 touchdowns on the ground. Many folks will make a big deal about this and state that Williams' production was a fluke. High touchdown totals are not easy to duplicate, especially when you change teams and you enter a less friendly running back situation. For the first 3 games, I expect Jamal Williams to produce like a top 12 running back. When Alvin Kamara returns, I expect Williams to play the Mark Ingram role as the complementary back to Kamara with reasonable results. Of course, the Saints are already dealing with issues at both guard positions on their offensive line, so the running game will be very dependent upon young, unproven players or backups at guard. Trevor Penning is effectively a rookie at the left tackle position, so that will bear some watching as well. The Saints drafted Kendre Miller from TCU in the 3rd round, but he has had some knee issues going back to his college days. But there is an above-average chance that Miller will have a game or two this year where he will be productive. In 2022, Jamal Williams averaged 13.9 fantasy points per game, which was the running back 11 in points scored and the running back 16 in average scored per game. Alvin Kamara averaged 14.1 fantasy points per game, which was 15 in average points per game. Alvin also finished as the running back 15 in points scored. Kamara is the running back 17 on ESPN and the running back 26 drafted on Yahoo. Williams is the running back 35 on both sites. Kamara is going in the 49th overall spot on ESPN, but only the 75th spot on Yahoo. So Kamara can be taken anywhere between the 5th and 7th rounds. Williams' overall position is between 103 and 114. The ninth round is typically where Jamal Williams lands. Yahoo ranks Williams as their running back 35 and their 89th player. They rank Alvin Kamara as their running back 29 and their player 75. ESPN ranks Williams as their running back 38 and Kamara as their running back 23. I'm not too far off from these rankings. I rank Kamara and Williams within their median range of their ADPs. Jamal Williams is my running back 33 and my player 111. And Alvin Kamara I rank as my running back 20 and my player 67 overall. Both of these guys have the upside to finish higher, but I don't trust the Saints offensive line much. I also think that the Saints will rotate their three main guys, plus you always have to factor in Taysom Hill as an extra runner on this team. Carolina has had a changing of the guard at the running back position a few times now since they traded Christian McCaffrey to the 49ers. During the season, Dante Foreman and Chuba Hubbard stepped in, but in the offseason, the Panthers signed Miles Sanders away from Philadelphia. On the surface, this seems to be a good move for Carolina. The offensive line in Charlotte, though, is a work in progress, so Sanders may have a tough time matching the 1,269-yard total he had rushing last year, but I also think that Sanders will be more involved as a receiver in Carolina than he was in Philadelphia. Chuba Hubbard is back as the backup, but I don't think the Panthers will run the ball as much this year because of the upgrade at quarterback with Bryce Young and the overall depth of the wide receiver and tight end talent on the roster. In Philadelphia, Sanders averaged 12.3 fantasy points per game, which ranked him as the running back 22 in average points scored and the running back 17 in total points scored. Drafters are placing him in that range as well, as Sanders is the running back 20 on both Yahoo and ESPN. His overall draft position is in the 5th round between picks 50 and 55. Yahoo ranks Sanders as their running back 21, but their player 46 overall. ESPN ranks Sanders as their running back 22. My biggest reservation about the Carolina situation is that the offensive line is not nearly as good as the offensive line Sanders had as an Eagle. I also think that Chuba Hubbard will eat more into his snaps than what Kenneth Gainwell and Boston Scott did last year. I rate Sanders as my running back 19, which is near his ADP at the position level, but overall I'm around lower on him. Miles Sanders is my 65th player overall. The Falcons finished as the number 3 rushing team in the NFL last year. The Falcons have a talented offensive line. Tyler Algier ran for 1,035 yards as a rookie. Cordero Patterson ran for 695 yards. As a team, the Falcons averaged 4.9 yards per attempt, which was 4th in the league. Marcus Mariota was a very effective mobile quarterback. Needless to say, the running game in Atlanta was the focus of the offense. With the transition from Mariota to Desmond Ridder at quarterback, the Falcons will probably not change too much as far as their playing style is concerned. The big difference in Atlanta will be the talent level of the running back room. Algier and Patterson will now back up the number 8 overall pick in the NFL draft, former Texas running back Bijan Robinson. Bijan is the most highly rated running back prospect to come into the league since Saquon Barkley was drafted in 2018. Saquon Barkley had one of the greatest running back seasons as a rookie. Saquon had 2,028 scrimmage yards that year, with 91 receptions and 15 combined touchdowns that year. Many people in the football world are predicting a similar impact by Bijan Robinson coming into this season with the Falcons. I think that Drake London and Kyle Pitts are fine players. Barkley had Eli Manning as his quarterback and prime Odell Beckham Jr. and prime Sterling Shepard on that team. Saquon's backup was Wayne Gallman, who only had 265 scrimmage yards that year. While Bijan has a good situation, the 2018 Giants situation was very much better. Passing game with Eli, Odell, and Shepard was really strong. Desmond Ridder's next start will be his 5th. Drake London is a talent and so is Kyle Pitts, but they haven't reached that level yet. Also, with Atlanta, will Tyler Algier and Cordero Patterson all of a sudden disappear and produce like Wayne Gallman? Bijan is going as the running back 3 or 4. He's getting taken as the 10th or 11th player overall. On Yahoo, they rank Bijan as their running back 4 and their 8th overall player. ESPN ranks Bijan as their running back 4. Running back is generally a tough position to play physically, and all the top backs struggle with injuries over a 17-game season. The Falcons will be smart with how they use Bijan, and they will incorporate Tyler Algier and Cordell Patterson into the mix enough to where Bijan will not be overused. Tyler Algier is basically getting rated as a mid-tier backup running back. He's going between running back 47 and 49 slots. Usually most fantasy teams carry 4 running backs in 12-man leagues, so this puts Algier in the late rounds, possibly even the undrafted area. I rate Algier as my running back 48 and as my 152 player. If you draft Bijan in the first round, drafting Algier as a handcuff is a good idea in the last round or two. Bijan is ranked as a first-round pick by every expert and observer in the league. I don't think that the Falcons' offense in 2023 will be able to totally unlock Robinson's talent. I may have to eat my words on this, but no player is a surefire top 12 fantasy player as a running back coming into the league. In an age where teams use running backs by committee, and the Falcons have been no exception to this. That is why I'm the only person I've seen anywhere rating Bijan Robinson as a second-round pick. Bijan is my running back 6 and my player number 19 overall. If you like today's coverage of the NFC South running backs, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.